So let's get an update on the YieldMax MSTY and ULTY as they will be going X this week. Then I'll also show you a couple other trades that I did get today. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So today we're going to go over just an update on MSTY and ULTY just to see where they're sitting at currently. And tomorrow, don't forget, they will announce their distribution amounts, go X on Thursday, and then pay out on Friday. So let's just go ahead and slide over to the Webull chart and let's take a look at MSTY. All right, so here we are on MSTY. And as you can see, it did go up today. We are sitting at $17.33. That's a 2.36% move up for the day, for a total of 40 cents for the day. Now overall we are down, right? I mean, you can see on the chart here, and we're looking at the actual candle movements here. We are down overall since about July, right? But I'll tell you, August, September, and even October, it can be kind of rough in the market. So always keep that in mind. Some of the key levels that we're looking at right here on MSTY, you can see that we do still have that resistance line right here at that 1784. We are below it, and since it has confirmed under it, this is our resistance line at 1784. Our support line, we could say, would be about right here. And we can draw a little line right here, and we'll just put it at the bottom of this red candle right here, like that, and we'll move that to the exact location of 1645, as that was the low for that candle. And 1645 right there, and done. So there we go. That is our support line at 1645, and we've got our resistance line at 1784. And as you can see, we did bounce off of it up here before going up, and then we did bounce again before we did break through, right? So this is our resistance line, and at that 1645 is going to be our support line. We've got the MACD here is getting tight. It does want to try to cross up, and the momentum bars are decreasing, but you could say we're a little bit in this comfy zone, right? In between this support line and resistance line. That is just kind of where it's staying right now for the last few days. So we are seeing a little bit of a consolidation right here. And that's okay if it stays in this area. And then hopefully it can move on out, right? And hopefully that moving out would be moving up, right? So we'll see how that rides out. But the good thing is we will get those distribution announcements tomorrow. And we'll see what we're going to get, right? What's your guess? I'm thinking we're going to still get just over $1, but that's just my guess. So let's just take a look at Mr. while we're here. And Mr's going to look very similar, right? It has that kind of same support line right down here at the bottom of that red candle, right? And the bottom of that red candle would be 333.40. And we can make that line right there at that 333.40. There we go. And now that line is set at that. So that's going to be our support line for Mr. And we do have that resistance line at about 365.70. Okay. So that's kind of our little comfy zone right here. And you can see it too is consolidating right in this area. Now, hopefully we can move and then start testing this resistance line. And if we can test it enough, hopefully we can break through it, right? We just need that momentum to turn green. It is decreasing on the red side, so it's moving in the right direction, but it's just not moving very quickly because it is in this little consolidation area. But what drives them all, of course, is Bitcoin. And we'll take a quick look at that. And as you can see, Bitcoin had gone down a good bit, right? Yesterday, we went as low as 108.6K. So pretty low on Bitcoin, right? And of course, when that drop hit, that did affect our MSTY, right? But today it is green, so therefore MSTY and MSTR both went up. So I was glad to see that. We needed a little bit of a green candle. Now the momentum off of Bitcoin, yeah, it's pretty steady here, right? On the downside. So I don't know if we can stay up in this area, or are we going to come on back down, and are we going to start testing some of these lower levels? But right now we are sitting at a previous line here of about 109.7, right? Looks like it was bouncing off of it a couple times, and this one here looks like it's bouncing off of it a couple times. So this is going to be our little comfy zone right here. And of course, now that I'm in ULTY, I want to take a look at that one as well. All right, so here we are on ULTY. I still got my buy at 550. It has not gone down that low. It got close, right? But it did not get down to 550, so it did not buy me any additional shares. It has actually gone up the last couple of days here, and it's currently sitting at $5.80, right? And as you can see right here, I've got 75 shares at an average of $5.82, right? So I am just about break even right now. And ULTY 2 will be announcing their distribution come Wednesday. Now, as you can see, the MACD, we are getting a little turn up. The momentum bars are decreasing. So if we can get that cross, hopefully we can move over into the green side of the momentum and start riding this one back up closer to $6. That'd be nice. So that's just a quick update on MSTY and ULTY. Now I just wanted to talk about a couple other stocks that I did get into today. And before I get into those, if you like this kind of content, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and smash the like button. It does help the channel out. So one of the two that I did get in today was Coca-Cola, right? So I ended up buying about 4 shares right here. You can see 4 shares at $68.88. Now, why did I get into Coca-Cola? And what is the reason why I got in? Why didn't I get into Apple or AMD, right? Why did I pick Coca-Cola? Well, one of the reasons why and how I am finding my stocks that I get into is the first thing I look for is the overall movement of the stock itself. So to do that, I look at a full 1-year chart, and then I look at a 5-year chart. Here we are on the 1-year chart, and if I turn on my moving averages, right? You can see that red line, that's the 200-day moving average. Now, I want my stock to stay above that 200-day moving average. I would like for it to stay above it for the 1 year and the 5 year. But as you can see here, we did dip below it back here around the first of the year to the end of last year, right? So it did go down below it, but it did come back, recover up above it, and has then just been sitting here bouncing off of it, right? You can see it just bouncing right off of that 200, right? And as you can see, we are just about to bounce right here or hit it again, right? Now, I ain't saying we're going to bounce. We could break right on through it and come back below it again. But one of the other things, like I said, just to get me a better feel of the chart itself, is I look at a 5-year chart as well. And there we go. On this 5-year chart, you can see that red line, that's a 200 interval moving average, right? And I say interval because it depends on what you're looking at, what interval you're looking at. And currently we're on a 5-year chart, and you can see it down here, 5-year chart, and the candles that we're seeing are weekly candles, okay? So this is a 200-week moving average, right? Not a 200-day, but a 200-week moving average. If I move it to the day chart, then it would be a 200-day moving average, okay? So it is all on the interval itself. So a 5-year chart looks at a weekly candle because it would just be too many candles on 5 years, right? So as you can see, it does stay above it for the most part. And that is something I'm looking for. I'm looking for my stock that I'm looking to get into. I would like for it to stay above that 200-day moving average, as that gives me more of a hope that it can stay above it, right? Because overall, this has respected that 200 MA right here. And like I said, if I go back to that day chart right here on this day chart, and I can zoom in on this spot right here, you can see that candle is coming down to maybe test this 200-day moving average. Now, what has it done in the past? Well, it has been coming down, touching it, and then bouncing off of it. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for right here as well. But what else was I looking for, right? And that's the EMA we're looking at right now, because I want to make sure, is this stock overall moving up? And we saw that on a 1-year chart and a 5-year chart that the 200 does move up and to the right, and the candles for the most part do respect that 200 moving average. But the next thing I look for is that Bollinger Band. So I can go and I'll switch off the moving average and I'll turn on the Bollinger Band. And there we go. So now you can see we are on the bottom half of that Bollinger Band, right? We are on that RSI 2, which is this yellow line at the bottom down here. We are at 6.85, and that was the close, right? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that's when I bought it, but it was below the 10 when I got it. My purchase was at 68.88, but now it is at a close of 68.73. So it did go down just slightly. But like I said, we are on the bottom half of that Bollinger Band. The RSI 2 is below 10, so for me, that is a possible buy. And the reason that I would be looking for that buy is because it is overall moving up and to the right for the long term, as we saw earlier. So that is why I got into Coca-Cola here. And I've got those 4 shares at 68.88. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. Now, the other one that I did get into is Walmart. Right here. Good old Wally World. So I ended up getting into Walmart, and we can also look at that 1-year and 5-year chart just to show you that's the first thing that I look for, that if a stock is not respecting that 200 moving average, then for the most part, I'm probably going to pass on trying to swing it, right? Because I really want the stock to respect that 200 moving average, because overall, I am looking for it to go up. I am looking to go long on it, right? I am swinging it to the upside. So if we look at that 1-year chart, here we are on the 1-year chart, and let's go ahead and turn on those MAs. There we go. And there's that 200 MA. That's that red line. And look at it. This is a 1-year chart. Staying above it. It did come down slightly below it, but immediately jumped out of it, right? So it has stayed above it for at least the 1-year chart. Now let's check out the 5-year chart. And there's the 5-year chart. So as you can see, it has been respecting that 200-day moving average. But of course, nothing is guaranteed. It could always come down, break down, and just completely destroy it, right? But what I'm looking for is the history of it. And the history of it is indeed staying above that 200-day moving average for the most part. Then I'm going to turn it back to the daily chart, and we're going to check out the Bollinger Band. And here we are on the Bollinger Band for Walmart. And look at this. Wow. We are definitely on the bottom half of that Bollinger Band, and we're actually down at the bottom of that Bollinger Band as well. The RSI 2 here, you can see it is at 7.97, so it is under 10. So the fact that it is staying above the 200 MA, it is at the bottom of that Bollinger Band, and the RSI 2 is below 10, I then look to see if I want to buy in. And for this one, I did. I ended up purchasing 3 shares, and I got in at 906.07. And being at the bottom of that Bollinger Band, I am hoping to see it move back up to the 100 range, right? Or at least to the middle part of that Bollinger Band. Now, it looks like it did drop off of the earnings, right? Because that's where it dropped down at. But do also keep in mind, if you look right over here, you can see, looks like there could be some support right over here as well. And we can draw that line in if we want. And there we go. We put it at the bottom down here. Looks like it's pretty close. Now, this is not on the money, right? Looks like it is bouncing off of this line. And we can zoom in a little bit so you can see the candles better, especially on the small screen. And there we go. So you can see it came down, bounced off of it, come down, bounced off of it again, and took off, right? It went all the way up through here, and now it was at the top of the Bollinger Band. Then it came down to the midpoint. Then it had the earnings, which of course caused it to fall. Now, is it going to come on down? It could. But again, I am looking at that big picture. I'm looking at that 200 MA, and you can see it just staying right above it, right? And we can put it on that 1 year chart again. And there you go. Look at this, just staying right above it. So we are coming down to test that 200 yet again. And it's not guaranteed to bounce, but that's what I'm looking for it to do. Because I am looking for history to repeat itself. I can't tell the future. I can only look at what it's been doing. And this is what it's been doing, right? So we'll see if it comes down a little bit tomorrow. I'll be buying a bit more, right? I'll keep buying, average down on it, because overall, for the long term, I see Walmart moving up because that's what it's been doing. So I just wanted to show you a couple of the ones that I did add in for today, and those are the couple that I am swinging. So we'll see how Coke and Walmart do going forward this week. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button. It'd be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, Legend out.